Now, on today's show, I'm going to show this fat idiot how to do this properly.
Here we go, second video. Let's see how this one goes. Anyway, the first video, wow, that's it surprised me. All the comments, absolutely fantastic. It's blown me away, to be honest. But there you go. I really appreciate that. It is massive encouragement. It really is. But it's Sunday morning. Everyone's gone out. Everywhere's quiet. All them good people have gone to church. I had to skip that one because I think I may melt if I walk through the door. But anyway, we're going to get on with some Enfield bits this morning because I want to get these up to paint tomorrow. So with the mud guard, that's all drilled, it's all there, it's all been fitted to the bike obviously. But this bottom bit here, you can see that, because out of focus. I'm going to sort of pin them edges over. Well, put a bit of shape in it first, very, very shallow curve, then shape the edges over because I can't stand them just left like that. It just looks unfinished. So we're going to do that. The headlight nacelle, as you see, looks a bit rough. I put paint stripper on this and walked away and ended up doing something else, and it's all gone a bit funny, but it's lost its strength, so I ain't going to take my skin off no more. But the paint is coming off. What was the main problem with this? Someone had drilled holes in the side. I can only imagine it was for indicators. Bit of a naff thing to do because you could just make brackets for your indicators, save drilling this out. But anyway, someone's done it. But I had to go with some Lumiweld that old Matty boy from the workshop brought over for me. I thought I'll give it a go, and it's quite impressive stuff actually. First time I've ever used it. Obviously you have to be careful with alloy because when you're heating it up it's sort of there, gone, melted. So I was a bit careful while I was doing this because I didn't particularly want to have to go and find another one. But I managed it. It's come out quite well actually. I think the holes were about 9mm, as you could probably just see the different shade of weld there. There is a tiny little pinhole there, but this is going to need a bit of I-bill filler on it anyway, because these can be a bit rough. I am going to dress the material up best I can, but I mean that's a bit lumpy, but I just banged it in, and it has it's taken quite well. It's in there, it's stuck, and it's blocked the holes up, so we'll get on with dressing that. The tank, as you can see, is all stripped down, although a bit dirty at the minute. There was a stud broke off in the holes that hold the filler cap on. I've tried everything I can to like grip it and get it out, but it's impossible, so I'm going to drill that. Drill it and re-tap it. It may go the next size up, which if it does I'll do both so they match, but we'll see how that goes, and then we'll just give it another glance over. I've got to trim these brackets down a bit more and then that'll be ready. So I think the first job we'll do is get this trimmed up. So we'll get all these out of the way. Get the bench cleared off. Now cut it in bits. I don't know how many big brushes. I'll do. Right, what I'm going to do first, let's get the chair out. Looks like the start of some kids' art program, doesn't it? I'm going to mark this piece of paper because I want a slight radius on this, not much of one, just enough to give it a bit of shape. So I'm just going to mark this. And we'll cut that out. Get rid of that. You need a steady hand. Try and get as best as you can. It's not perfect because about as good as it's going to get. So with this, we can sort of lay it on there. Just to see what I'm trying to do. Trying to bloody hold everything while I'm doing it. And that'll give you a bit of a radius to follow. You can hold it on. Once you draw around that, take the card away, you should see you've got everything about central. There we go. What we'll do, we'll cut that off. Then we'll do a slight roll on the edge, just to have it tidy. Right. That's all in the bin now. Glasses. God, I can't see out of them barely, but I had it. All my damn glasses are scratched because when I leave them on the table, the dog runs off with them. He jumps up and runs off with them, takes them down the garden and starts chewing them up. He ain't been in here today. He sat on his step watching the world go by. Right, let's chop this damn thing off. That's not bad. Just tidy the edge up. That's that bit. What I'll do now, let's get rid of that, is I'm just going to knock these back a tiny bit, the rolled edges, so I can roll mine sort of up against it. I think the best way, I'll just grind them down, not try and cut them in case I start damaging in here with a cutting wheel, because it's going to be very difficult to get in there properly with a cutter. So I think we'll just come down from this way and grind them down a bit. See that. So yeah, see how that one's flush, and now we've took that one down. That'll allow us to roll this not right into it, but it'll give us room to shape that over a bit. But it'll probably have more of a roll up here and sort of taper out down towards here. That'll do. Right, what I want to do now is mark sort of a guideline round the edge to follow when I pin it over. Normally I just do that freehand, but I've retrieved that back out the bin just so if you want to make it a bit easier, you just follow the card that you use to mark it up to cut. I'll tell you what, let me just spin this damn table around. Right, put that off the edge now. Okay. So you can use that. Get the gap about the same. Like I say, I'm going to taper it off around to the edges anyway. All it is a guide. You'll see what I mean in a minute. As you can see past my fat head. Oops. Anyway, that'll do. Now I'll sling that away. There we go. Let me find me trusty old pliers. Here we go. So what I do here is just some old pliers. I've radiused the edge of them, took the sharp edges away from it a bit, and I just very carefully go round it with them. That'll do it. Right, comfy. So starting in the middle, sort of make the first crease. I'm just doing it a tiny bit at a time, because if you go mad it will start going out of control. Just use that line to follow, and that'll keep the roll neat. I know in the sheet metal world you got all tools for this, but yeah, this is just showing you in my rubbish toolkit. I actually enjoy making do with what I've got. It's not very often I think, oh God, I need one of them, I need one of them, and it'd be nice to have tools. The nicest thing I'd like is a proper English wheel, but that ain't gonna happen for a long time. I know you can get the cheap ones, but no, that sort of kit, you need the real stuff. And just keep working backwards and forwards, doing tiny bits at a time. You don't have to bend it all the way round, it's just to give it a better finish on the edge. In my opinion, like I said earlier, I don't just like to leave a cut edge. When you've got the main roll, you can tidy it up over the edge of a piece of steel and just tap things so it's has a neater finish. It's coming, isn't it? It's coming along. That's a bit better, as you can see that. Right, that's rolling alright, that is. It's quite uniform in there as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'll put a worn, well I think it's already got a worn disc in the grinder. We'll just take out any marks off the pliers. But it's, like I say, it's not a lot. It ain't rolled all the way round, but it just gives it a better finish than just leaving it cut. Right, let's dress that up. Just be really careful if you do have a go at this. Just skim over it, you'll see your high spots showing up straight away. They're not really high, there's enough thickness in the material there to lose it, and we'll end up with a neat finish. That's a bit better. What I do is try and stay away from the radius. We can skim across the top very lightly, but when I go over with the DA, that'll be much better at making the radius good. You can make that out. Just about make out that I've left the radius alone. So we'll go over with the DA now. That'll feather the grinding marks out. might just need a taking in a bit there, but we can tap that. Just mess about with the details as you go along. A 240 pad on now. That's 40 grit, that's quite coarse. That's what will sort of blend the grinding marks off. And then we'll go over 240, sorry. That's coming along. Not too bad. It's a bit better than just a cut edge then. It's just enough, that is. All I've got to do now is make it a bit better, even though that bit's right near the ground, but we might as well have it right. We'll just shape that up a bit in there. Probably better off doing is probably doing it with like a little drum sander and a cordless drill or something like that. I'm just gonna get the shape with this. Oh, nice. There we go. Oh, that's much better. DA that again. There we are. I think we're about there with that. I don't know how it looks on there, but so what I also do is take the sharpness off that edge as well, because any paint or powder really doesn't like sharp edges. And a good chance the first little knock it gets, you're going to have big patches start forming. You only need a little chip on the edge. As soon as the weather gets under there, it's going to start lifting. So just any sharp edges, just knock them back and it'll give it a better chance. So there we go, that's the first job done. Ready for painting. As you can see, fairly simple. If you're unsure about lines, just mark them up. Use a marker pen, mark lines up for you to follow. And pretty much all that's done with grinder, pliers, hammer, DA. That's about it. Right, on with the next bit. Okay, starting on this bit, I'm going to dress that Lumi well back, so we've got it looking like this side here. Get the glass these on. See what that looks like now with the 240 on. There we go, that's a bit better. You can see the difference in the colour of the materials, but that's the whole gone. Matte covers a bit on Lumiwell, which is quite good if you want to go and watch that. It is good stuff. I quite enjoyed doing it actually. It's fairly easy. What I'm going to do with this now is get most of this loose stuff off. This will be blasted with sort of a garnet blast media, so it doesn't destroy it and blow it to pieces, which the painter will do as well. So I'm just going to get bits off to make sure there's no damage anywhere. And the painter guy was pretty good at spotting everything anyway. He'll always let me know if I've missed something or is something a bit untoward on each thing I send to him. Instead of just getting on with the paint and painting over everything and then you get something back you've upset with. I say it's only a quick flick over, just see if there's no damage. So far so good. What I'll probably do with this is when he's blasted it I might pop up and just have a look at it, because he's only up the road. For the sake of a quick trip up the road, it could save a lot of problems. But yeah, I might just do that after it's been blasted. Because I don't know if it's going to affect the Lumiweld. I'll ask him to go easy around that area. But we'll see how it comes out. But what I'm going to do now, we're going to get the bearing out and these studs. You alright, mate? Hey, you want to go up here? No? Come on. Thought you were sorting this out today. Hmm? Come on. Come on, get your fat carcass up here. I should try and get on here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do. Hey. There we go. Oh, you still stink. Yeah. You still stink. Don't you be sniffing none of that up. It's nasty. Let's get rid of that. You okay? Right. Let's get the studs out. Yeah, we're going to be on that one. Ooh, that's easy enough. Lovely. Right, to get this bearing out, as you can see, I don't know if you can pick that out. It's the same inside diameter as the headlight body, so you can't. It hasn't got a step to get a purchase on with anything, but it has got a gap in the casting. So what I do, as you can see, that it's just simple. I'll grind a little bit of brass up with a step, and then this little step here, you can slide it inside and then locate that into the gap, and it's just good enough to get sort of a purchase on the bearing to knock it out. So here it locate on there, and just do a bit each side. You should start going. There we go, sorted. So yeah, so when that sits in there, you just got that little gap, and that goes in it like so. You see that? And that just allows you to go around and tap it out. There we go. That's that bit done. And really, that's all I need to do to that for now. I know it's got some nasty bits clinging to it, but the blaster will fetch that out. And like I said earlier, I think when it is blasted, I'll just go up and check it, and if it needs be, I'll bring it back and dress anything else up, but I don't think it will need it. I think it's fine. Right, on with the next bit. Right, on the tank now, what we've got, as I explained earlier, is a broken bolt in there, screw or whatever it was, and I don't know how deep it's in. Hopefully it was only a short one, which will make my life a bit easier. So we're going to drill that out carefully. I think it was stainless, so it might be a bit of a pain. We will see. Tell you what we'll do, we'll put a bit of tape over there, so we don't want all that junk in the tank, do we? That'll do it. And fingers crossed, it'll be fairly simple. Oh, it's going. That's it, it went past the bolt. Excellent. That did sound like a snap for a minute then. Oh no! It won't be the first and it won't be the last if that happened. Ah, that's gone through the bolt, so it only had a short bolt in. That's really good. That's really good. Now we'll tap that out. Well, that went better than I thought it would. I'm going to blow that hole out, so it's a blind hole. I don't want no junk in there. And just take it easy, because it might be trying to drag out remnants of the old bolts still. feels better. I think it might be just clearing the thread. Getting back to the original thread. I think I've struck lucky there. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not going to push my luck. That's more than enough to get a bolt back in there. That's lucky. How about that? Sorted. That's more or less ready. That's that job done. So there we go. There's a couple of little other jobs done out the way. The mudguard's sorted. The headlight nacelle is sorted. Well, like I say, that's going to get blasted. We'll check it again. The broken bolt, screw, whatever you want to call it, is out of there. We've got the thread back in, so that's sorted. I'm not going to clean all this up on camera, it's just boring. So yeah, I think that'll do me today. Like I say, it's quite Sunday, so I may just go and put my feet up now. We'll see. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. See you soon.